All right, so here's some more practice problems for grams to moles and moles to grams of stoichiometry, so you guys have a little bit more practice with this. So in this case, I'm going to look at, we have 2 moles of nitrogen plus 3 moles of hydrogen equals 2 moles of NH3. So in this question, we're asked how many grams of nitrogen, so we're looking for grams of nitrogen, is produced from 12 moles of H2. So note from before, we talked about a couple of steps we should do. Now, the first step we should do in this case is do a mole to mole conversion first. In this case, we know that we're going to be going from what to what? Well, we're starting in H2 and we're going to N. So we're going to say mole of H2. Our conversion factor, we want our wanted over given, so we're going to put moles of nitrogen on top over moles of H2 on bottom. So now let's fill in our numbers. So how many moles of hydrogen are we starting off with? Well, we are starting off with 12. So we can put a 12 right in front of here. Now how many moles of nitrogen do we have? Well, we look at our balanced chemical equation. How many moles of nitrogen? Well, we have 2. How many moles of hydrogen do we have? Well, we have 3. So what we have to do here is we're going to be doing 12 is equal 12 times 2 divided by 3. Now if you do this math, you should be getting 8 moles of nitrogen being produced. Now are we done by just knowing that we got to moles of nitrogen? No, because we're asking how many grams of nitrogen is being produced. So when we're asking how many grams of nitrogen, we need to do the next step. Part 2 is find the molar mass of nitrogen, which, if you look on the periodic table, the atomic weight for nitrogen is going to be 14. So now we know the molar mass of 14. Now we just do step 3 is multiplying. Step 2 by step 1. So you do 14 times 8. If you do 14 times 8, you should get about 112 grams of nitrogen is produced. So that's the first example. Now another example could be like this. We're going to use the same exact equation. We're going to use the same exact equation of the 2 nitrogen, 2N plus 3H2 yields 2NH3. And we're going to say, if we produced 68 grams of NH3, how many moles of N is needed. So in this case, we know we need to do a couple of things first. First thing is that we need to get our NH3 into moles. Because remember how these up here are all in moles, we can't mix grams and moles together. So as I did before, we're going to do step 2 first. We need to get our molar, we're going to do this first. Step 2 of finding the molar mass of NH3. So we know that nitrogen is 14. And we know that hydrogen is equal to 1. Make sure you're keeping track that there's 3 of them. So it's 14 plus 3, because 1 times 3 is still 3, plus 14 should give you 17 grams as your total. Step 2 in this case is dividing your amount you started with. So divide 68 grams of NH3 by the step 1. It's going to be 68 divided by 17. Now, I would use a calculator if I were you. So if you do 68 divided by 17, you should get 4 as your answer. So you have 4 moles of NH3. And now that we're in moles, we can easily do what we did before. Now we know we had 4 moles of NH3. How many N molecule, or how many moles of N do we need now? Now for this part, we are just going to solve like we did before. So let's make our conversion factors. We know we are using, use my black marker, 4 moles of NH3. We want our wanted over given. We want nitrogen, so mole of nitrogen over mole of what's given, our NH3. So looking back at our equation up here, which do we have? How many moles of nitrogen are we starting with? Well, we're starting with 2. How many moles of NH3? Well, that is 2 as well. So we're going to be doing 4 times 2 divided by 2. Now if you do that calculator, you can do 4 times 2 divided by 2 gives you 4 mole of nitrogen. So hopefully those examples help you guys. If you need more examples, please feel free. I have a lot of them. We're going to be doing some practice with them in your escape room. I can post more of these videos if you guys would like. Just please email me if you have any questions. In any case, have a great day. Hopefully these help, and enjoy.